I learned something big. I figured it out. Do you know the phrase, give it all to God? Stay focused on the positive or focus on God. When you go through a difficult or traumatic moment, Christian, your friends, your parents, pastors, or other people, they often say those phrases to you, right? But my problem with the saying is the way people use it. In situations where it does not apply and where it actually serves to justify and not acknowledge the evil you experienced and the pain and trauma you're carrying. Like, for example, if you come from abusive households and you're just feeling depressed, you're feeling down, the trauma is weighing on you, and you go to church and people say to you like, oh, just give it all to God, stay focused on God. Does that even feel humane? No, it doesn't, because it feels like your suffering, the evil you experienced, just doesn't get acknowledged. All that they're doing is saying, swallow it all up and look at God. Now that I got your attention, when it comes to trauma, giving to God won't work the way you think it will. Let me tell you why. Because trauma and sin are not the same. With sin, it is something you pray for, you ask that it is taken away, you ask for your hearts to be changed, and you're open for it. And most importantly, with sin, it is your body that is tempted. But with trauma, it's worse. Trauma is a scream from your soul, screaming back at you, that is bleeding, it's suffering, and through those cracks and wounds, darkness is filling your soul. Because if you get hurt and you just say, screw all human beings, I'm not gonna open my heart to anyone, just to God, then you may think that you're doing a good thing, but it's not. And it's a lie, like some mind control. It's some excuse the devil would use to keep being evil to you, and then just say like, yeah, just give it to God, you know. You can't keep walking around with a gaping wound forever, because it's gonna destroy you, and you can't wait to heal from it either, because if you wait, it will just get bigger, it will start to dry up, and you're gonna notice the more time passes, the more difficult it's gonna be to heal from it, almost impossible, because if your perspective about other people, about life becomes negative, and time passes while you had a perspective, things will just start to enforce that perspective you have, because you have wounds in your soul. So it's not the same as sin. You cannot just pray to God and tell him to take it away. It won't work, because God cannot just tell a crying child to shut up and to just be happy. Doesn't work like that. Same way as God cannot just take away your trauma and say, be happy, be faithful. It won't work. You have to heal. But the thing is, God cannot make you heal like you're a video game character. You have to heal yourself. So what does God do when you pray to be released from your suffering? He supports you. He gives you ideas to heal. God points you into the direction, but he cannot do it for you. So if you have that faith in your heart that says, oh, just give it to God, and if you use that to like stop yourself from healing because you're closing your heart, then in that same way, God cannot help you, because you're refusing him to help you, because you're actively rejecting the part of Jesus that loves other people and trusts them. And that, I think that's so sad. It's so sad. A good analogy that I can use for this when it comes to trauma is like, you have to imagine when you're traumatized, you're like a child. Your soul is kicking and screaming. It's in pain, it's bleeding. And then you're gonna pray. You're gonna ask to take this pain away. To please fill my heart with positivity. Make me not feel these awful emotions and experiences anymore. But that don't work like you think that it would, because those experiences, those have already shaping you. They cannot just be deleted from your memory. So the facts are still there. And your inner child is not asking, it's not begging for you to forget. It is begging for you to acknowledge, to deal with it, and to heal from it. And the only way to do that is by you taking action. Now, that doesn't mean that God is not there for you. God is always there for you. He helps us in ways we cannot even see. But when you're filled with such darkness, you don't see it, you don't feel it, and sometimes you don't even trust it. That's why it is dangerous to just say, give it all to God, because that doesn't necessarily allow you to heal from the trauma or from the pain that you're holding inside. Anyways, much love, twin. Hopefully, can this Bible lesson that I've learned this week be of use to others than just myself. That's why I wanted to share it.